Josh, is this going to reverberate to the White House? Is this a commentary on how the president has run his first year back in office?
I think it's impossible to avoid that conclusion to an extent. The emphasis should be on to an extent. We're talking here about a mayoral election, albeit an extremely important one, and then a couple of gubernatorial elections in light blue states, New Jersey and Virginia, albeit the margin in all three of those races, the mayoral race and the two gubernatorial elections, those margins were all higher than the polls predicted, certainly higher than I predicted as well. So on the one hand, I would be cautious of overly interpreting and overly extrapolating. But yes, I think it is certainly fair to an extent to conclude that Republicans have some work to do. I mean, not just the Trump administration, but Republicans in general there. Because take us back to our earlier conversation. Again, it is my thesis that the reason that Zohran Mamdani won this election, in addition to being the Democratic candidate in a very Democrat city, is that he did, contrary to one of my co-panelists' assertions, he did emphasize to the, not the exclusion, but over above any other issue, he emphasized economic issues. Again, I think his stances on those issues are nuts, but he talked over and over again on his various economic policies and proposals there. And I think that it is incumbent on Republicans to realize that unfortunately, the Republican Party, which is in the midst of kind of this generational rebrand, presenting itself as more of a middle and working class party, a rebrand that I have personally very much encouraged. I've written thousands of words on this about various policies and this and that there, but they are still viewed, I think, by many of the American people as still being the party of the upper class. And Democrats still have this kind of vestigial cachet when it comes to being the party of the proverbial little guy. And Republicans have a lot of work to do when it comes to building trust, when it comes to fighting inflation, boosting wages, reshoring jobs, things like that. Those are all the various bread and butter issues that I hope the Republicans are able to double down on in the year ahead until the November 2026 midterms.